Every
David,
time.
while we're doing this podcast, I'm gonna go ahead and watch my own. So, from 3 years ago.
All right. Well, I just started the music, so, you know.
Oh, I'm literally completely in the couch.
Wait,
oh no,
give
wait,
me a second, my
I'm only like
headphones
that.
just literally died.
All right. Hello.
Hi.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, it's me halfway through the couch.
Why does this happen? Why can't you just pick a normal avatar?
It's my thing. It's what makes me special. I'm an anime girl, David.
All right, Kevin. All right. Well, hello. Welcome to Trash Talk. My name's CocoaMan. To my right,
That's me. It's me, Nonless. I'm currently editing one of the greatest things you'll ever see in your entire life. Just wait one whole year, baby.
This one whole year. And
slash nounless, aka Kevin, and by the way, CocoaMan, you're David, because we don't call ourselves by our stupid username.
Okay. All right. Wait, before I go into it, and then introduce yourself.
I am James. No, you will know me as only James and nothing else.
It's a real shame. It's a real shame. Okay. Okay. All right. But first, I just wanted to say that, like, I watch a lot of YouTube, right? And you know how people call themselves by their, you know, their handles or whatever? I think that's so weird. Like, they're friends, right? Like, take for example, Vanos. Like, imagine calling your best friend H2O Delirious. Like, doesn't that sound stupid?
They're probably used to it for recording.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that, CocoaMan. What do you think, Nonless? Isn't
Art Dork. Do you honestly think that these social issues really compare to the socioeconomic issues that are currently happening in Puerto Rico at this current moment? Huh, Mr. Art Dork?
Because of that hurricane, right? That hurricane fucked shit up. I'm not gonna lie.
That's right. Did you guys hear about this double hurricane that's coming? That sounds pretty wild.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to be coming like tomorrow or something in New York, and I'm actually scared.
Because I thought it was like gonna shred through Hawaii and then beat up with another one.
It's gonna shred Hawaii and then just get another one immediately afterwards.
There's a map, but like it literally angles itself perfectly with the curve of Hawaii and just fucking goes just right through it.
It's like like a chainsaw. Anyways,
yeah, talking about like how influencers call themselves by their maiden name, not their maiden
their maiden name,
their usernames instead of their names. It do be pretty cringe.
It do be pretty cringe. Like, imagine, Kevin, you've uploaded videos of me and you playing video games. Imagine me calling you Nonless all the time. I feel like you'd hate me.
I mean, back in the day when I first met Isaiah, I used to call him Raccoon for like a year.
Yeah, okay, here's the thing. Same thing with Isaiah. I still called him Raccoon for like the longest time.
Well, I think that's because that's how you guys were introduced, more or less, maybe? Is that
maybe
how?
Because he wasn't a human being.
Oh my god. Throwing shade already. It's only episode 8.
You're banned from Newburgh.
Listen, I've been to Newburgh many times, and it's.
Don't say that.
It's still safe. I don't. You know, I read online that Newburgh is one of the like, it's in the top 10 worst cities in the United States. Really? And I can walk through it just fine because I know how to walk through it without getting in, you know, trouble or whatever. You know, without a gun being pointed in my face, like, hey, you.
How do you do that? Tell us the secrets.
Just walk normally. Like,
like every 3 seconds, you gotta whisper the N word under your
I mean, if it were that easy, anybody could walk through Newburgh, but I don't think.
You need to assert dominance. Every 5 seconds, you need to get up and pound your chest and go.
Like, don't take it out of context. I'm gonna clip that and put James being racist. Just fucking.
It wasn't meant that way.
Hold on, David. Aren't you being racist for immediately associating gorillas with African Americans, David? Isn't that racist?
I didn't. You know, shut up.
Spit on David.
Spit on David. Stop. Okay, so I want to start off today by talking about some interesting stuff.
Moving your fucking hands.
I'm really excited.
ADHD goblin cunt.
Look,
I sure
okay,
wish
look.
I could move my hands.
Look, yesterday I was just in VR chat, and I was bored as fuck, and I was like, okay, I just started scrolling through worlds, and I found one in particular that caught my eye. It said Furry Convention Hall, and I was like, huh, okay, and so I went in there, and I didn't know what to expect. I didn't have any previous assumptions. I just expected a bunch of furries, and whatnot. And so I go in there, and I immediately just, I walk up to a group of people. I'm like, hey, what is this furry shit all about? I want to know. And so, James, this is kind of why I said what I said to you yesterday randomly.
Yeah, you messaged me randomly at night saying like, hey James, you're furry. That's pretty cool.
I did. Hold on. I wanna read exactly what I said. What did I say to you exactly? I said, "Hey man."
Stop like T-posing. I can bring it up.
I'm not T-posing. I'm crossing my legs, dog.
Yeah, but you're like inside the couch.
Oh, my bad. All right, you read it. Go ahead.
Alright, so August 24th, 2020. At 12:47 a.m. So I'm here, I'm just like watching my movie. I'm watching Ponyo, and I received a message from CocoaMan saying, "Hey man, I just talked to a furry, and we got into a deep, and I got a real appreciation, man, respect." And I go, "What? Why?"
Why would you go to James immediately? Like,
because he's the only furry friend that I have.
That's fuck. I spent 2 hours talking to one in VR chat, and I said, all right, are you gonna have to tell me about this tomorrow? Yes, in the podcast.
Hold on, David. You can't just generalize all furries as good because he had one good interaction.
Okay, look, is James a bad person? James isn't a bad person.
Okay, but is the Nazi furry wearing a fucking Nazi flag around a good person?
No. This is what I this is what I want to talk about. Okay,
Go into it.
Okay, look, I went into this furry convention world.
Before you go into it, I just want to say that when you messaged me, I thought you were fucking like trying to trick me into something.
No, I was serious. Like, oh my god, hold on, let me just get into it. I went into this furry world, and I started talking to one, and he was really cool, and he was just like kind of explaining. I was like, why are people so attracted to being a furry? Like, it's one of the biggest fandoms out there, and yet it's shit on so much. And we kind of just got into this conversation back and forth, and he's like, being a furry is more of a creative outlet than anything. People say like, oh god, what was it? He compared it to something. Oh, it was like, how people love Sonic?
Yeah.
So like in the Sonic fandom, people generally just make their own character, and they're like, oh, so and so the hedgehog, so and so the rabbit, like, and shit like that. Like it's not as simple as that, but it's more of like a people personalize themselves, or they attach themselves to an animal that they enjoy, that they feel a connection to, and this is what they are, more or less. And we also got into Therium.
Yeah, Therium.
And he was one.
Oh.
And it was
Tickets.
Yeah, it was really cool. He was like, he's like, yeah, Therium is a kind of a hit or miss when it comes to the Discord groups, because there's such things as P shifting and M shifting. P shifting is physical transformation, and M shifting is mental transformation. And so he was saying that he feels a very close spiritual connection to the character he has, which was, I think it was a fox. It was either a fox or a wolf. I think it was a fox. But he was just saying that, like, yeah, he feels a spiritual connection. This is who he sees himself as in his mind. He sees himself as this animal being. And I was like, this is so weird, and it's so interesting. And I just wanted more and more information about it. And so I started talking about, like, furry conventions and how, like, I wanted to go to one eventually, mainly because, it'd be, funny to see all this shit happening, but also because of the experience, all this furry stuff happening. And he said, like, not everybody's gonna be in a fursuit because those things are expensive. He said they go up to like $10,000, and I was like, $10,000. Why would you pay for that?
Yeah.
That shit would better have AC inside.
It doesn't.
That's unfortunate. But we got into also like he was saying that these conventions are very open-minded, very accepting and whatnot, and he mentioned that there's like these kind of like private parties that you can get invited to called underwear parties. Have you heard of those, James?
Dude, this guy's talking so much shit. Whatever, just keep going.
It's not talking shit. I was genuinely interested, and I was.
He's like. Just keep going. I'll talk to you.
Okay. Okay. Look, he was saying like there's these underwear parties where people like just they go in and they strip down their underwear and they just hang out, and I'm just like, that's low key really cool, and like super.
Okay, but think about it. Think about it.
Yeah.
This fandom is very, very like socially inept sometimes, and very horny. Do you think they just strip in the underwear?
Okay, look. He actually got it. I actually asked him, like, does it ever get like sexual, like those underwear parties? He's like, yeah, it does. There's usually rooms in the back of the suite that they like rent out where people are fucking or whatever, and that's normal, I guess. But if you're there, it's more of an experience of like opening yourself out to like people. Like you're exposing yourself and you're learning to be okay with your body. And I thought that was really nice. Like
that just sounds like bullshit. Someone's gonna tell you so they can see you in underwear.
He was saying that it's super consensual. Like if you don't want to be there, you can leave and nobody's gonna be like, "Oh, you fucking pussy! You're not gonna sit here in your underwear." Like he was saying that furries at conventions low key just want to have a good time. Like that's all they want to do.
Describing the perfect scenario.
Yeah, right? Obviously yeah, obviously.
One person's an asshole ruins it.
Yeah, he says that there's usually people watching and stuff like that. He said there are public ones that he wouldn't recommend going to because they're super sketchy, but the ones he's talking about are like invite only. Like if you're really close mutuals, like one person, or like they'll say bring like a mutual, like one mutual. And he said usually like 100 invites go out, but usually 10 to 18 people usually go.
Okay, here's the thing. I never heard about this underwear thing.
That sounds like really specific for a party.
That was definitely specific, and I'm just like, all right. Here's the thing. Here's the deal. Let me break it down to you. The whole Therian thing. That's a small fucking percentage.
Yeah, man. Yeah, right.
It's a huge percent. I see it as a hobby. I see it like this is just fun as a way for me to like make art and make stuff that I want to make and also get paid, which I am right now.
Right.
And like I don't see myself as my character.
Well, that's just a small percentage of them.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
Go
like,
ahead.
Okay,
yeah.
But like I guess if you ask any furries, like, would you if life gives you the chance to be your character, be like, hell yeah. But
right.
You don't believe that you are. You know it's a fictional thing.
Right. Well, he was explaining that like with the whole Therian thing, it's not backed up by a lot of science because you can't grow your fingers like overnight or.
I mean, is it backed up by any science, David?
No, he was very like open. He's like, yeah, I know it's probably not real. It's just people like to think it is, more or less. It's people's like creativity kind of just bursting. And I asked him this question. I was like, do you think that people with a lot of, I guess, background trauma join it because it's so opening and accepting and, a creative outlet for people? And he was like, yeah, I think that's true. He was like, I'm not too sure. But he said there's this website called Fur Science that's like, it shows, it's like a big, what's it called? Like, it was just a big test showing like what people are in the fandom for. Like some people are in it because they like the characters, some people like it because they feel like they are an animal, some people like it because of the fursuits. There's like a whole thing about it. And I was like, wow. This guy is deep. He's deep in this fucking fandom. And I'm just like, I picked the right person. Hell yeah, let's go. And so I'm just interviewing this guy for like a couple hours, and we start getting into furry conventions, and then he starts talking about the online like or like the VR conventions with the furry. It's called like what is it called? I'm trying to like Fur Reality or something like that. and he was saying that like, yeah, he gave me an avatar. Hold on, I want to show you guys. He gave me an avatar that I can use if I ever go to one of these fur things.
Oh my god, you saved this up
Look.
for the podcast?
Yeah, look. What the fuck is happening to my body? Oh, look. I'll step off. But like, this is what I look like. He gave me this. You guys have my thing. Like, you show avatar, right?
Yeah.
So he gave me this, and I was like, cool. Yeah, it's actually so cool. Yeah, the camera's right here. You can see it right here. But this is what he gave me. He was like, this was this was like the avatar that he gave people who are more furry. He calls it furry adjacent. So a person who is not a furry but is in support of them, more or less. And so he's like, welcome to the fandom. You can have this avatar. And I was like, oh, thanks, man. And
you got the F pass. Hell yeah.
Yeah. But like, hold on, fuck, I gotta change back. Shit. He also gave me an Arcanine one. Hold on, can I am I wonky? No, I'm fine.
Back to normal.
But I gotta move this way. Yeah, this guy was really cool, and he was saying that it's also like subspecies of furries. Like what did he say they were? No. Like like actual like species. Like he called them Protogens. Do you know what those are, James?
Yeah. They're like the robots.
And he says it's a closed species. So you have to.
You gotta pay. You gotta pay.
Yeah. You have to apply. You have to apply and pay rights to have one of these characters, a Protogen.
Is it copyrighted? Can't you just make your own?
No, it's copyrighted.
Is it copyrighted?
I mean, can't you just make a robotic animal and say it's yours?
No. Here's the thing, because they're very specific. They're very specific, Kevin.
Yeah. Have you seen the furs with like the screens on their faces?
No, not really.
We'll send it to you later on. So there's many species that are like that. Those are the Protogens, and the creator wants you to pay money to be able to make one. But then there's the Sergals.
What the fuck is that? Sergal?
Sergals are like a type of fluffy, like kind of dragonish that they have a really triangular nose. Those you can do it for free because the creator doesn't give a damn.
Right.
But they all have their own lore for some reason. Like the Sergals are like aliens technically.
Right.
It's weird. But yeah, so that's
Right, but how do they enforce their copyright at all?
Well, I don't think they can. I don't think they can enforce it. I think what it is more out of respect for the creator who made it. You know.
I bet, like, if you become a very popular furry with a Protogen persona and then Protogen. No, wait, what is it called?
The Protogen. Yeah, they're Protogen.
Every time I just think of Protogen, just think of that like Indian antivirus. But oh, my computer got the virus. Anyways, so Protogen, the Protogens, they.
He was explaining that it's like if you. I was like, can't you just make one? He's like, you can. But if you post it publicly, people are gonna kind of shit on you for it, because it's out of respect for the creator who invented this cool new thing.
But what did he invent? He invented robotic furries.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, how is that? It's not really an invention.
It's more of like inventing a concept. Like there's this new subspecies called Protogens.
It sounds like a shitty type of like mob mentality where they kind of force you to pay.
It's actually really.
They just thought of a mechanical furry. Like it's not that hard.
Well, here's the thing. I have my girlfriend. She draws a lot. She's an artist. So she draws these things, or she had to apply to draw these things called ice cream cows. And basically they're cows, but they have like ice cream attributes and what like that. And it's just called a closed species. It's out of respect for the creator and whatnot. And it's a very closed, I guess you could say, community with these specific fucking subspecies.
I don't agree with that though. I'm more of like let people do whatever they want, like artistic freedom. Why would you have to like apply and be all this like elitism?
Exactly. Yeah.
I just draw a character that you want to draw.
I feel like, in my opinion, I kind of get it, because it's like creating it's like inventing something. It's obviously not on the same level. Like you invent something, you patent it or whatever. These people are just kind of putting a patent on creativity, more or less.
It'd be like if you were charging people for making characters that drip, right?
Right.
It doesn't make sense. Like,
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like, they should just have the artistic freedom to draw whatever the hell they want.
Well, I'm sure people do
like,
it.
if you're putting stuff on the internet, you're expected to, like...
You know what I think it is? I think it's more of a community thing. Like, you get into this exclusive club, more or less. Like, oh, hey, I want
what do you
to...
get for being in the club?
I guess perks, get to know people, meet new people and whatnot. It's probably some really powerful furry people in that Protogen community. Like, I don't know. Like that's the only like reasonable explanation I can think of for someone having this closed community is for, you know, just people who can get in have that power, kind of like Scientology, like it's like a rich person's religion or whatever.
I guess so. There is technically a Telegram group, which is an app that furries use. That is like, if you have a specific amount of money in your bank account, you can join it. It's a rich furries group.
Yeah,
so.
it's just a very close knit community that you can join if you have the funds. Like in my brain, I'm like, yeah, that's an elitist thing, but I get it. Like, it's like this club. If like everybody could join this club, it'd be worthless. But if, you know, if you have a list and certain priorities that people need to get in, it's viewed as more valuable. I think that's what it's trying to be.
Right, but I think the problem is when they have an army of people attacking random people who are just making robotic furries.
Yeah.
Like, why? Like, what's the point? You can have your club, but why are they attacking other people?
What do you mean attacking other people?
Like you said, like if someone posts a Protogen furry that's not paid.
Oh, people are gonna like.
Yeah.
I guess it's just out of respect, you know. If someone tries to force themselves into a club, people are gonna be like,
but here's the thing,
"Ooh."
out of respect, you're giving the guy more promotion and just like you're doing.
It's like a cult. It's a cult at that point.
Well, I don't fucking know. How
you're
about
forcing other people to pay for it?
why don't we just go interview that guy again and see how he feels about it?
All right, fine. How about you find him and we'll bring it.
He's on my friends list. I don't know. Hold on.
We'll discuss this after the podcast.
Wait, is he online? Hold on. No, he's not, sadly. But look, that was just one area that we discussed. We also talked about the bad furries, like Carpet Sample and Tumbles the Stair Dragon.
Wait, can you give some background information
For Tumbles?
Tumbles the Stair Dragon. I love
Well, suicide is like really bad on Twitch.
Is
it?
it?
Let's not then.
He just tried and failed, and they memed on him.
Tried and failed.
And they memed on him. It's so hard.
Yeah,
But
he got memed on really hard.
I talked about him, or I talked about it with him, and he was saying that like, yeah, that shit doesn't really happen anymore because they up security and like they don't let those kind of people in anymore.
Okay, but here they don't let it in the convention. That's for sure. There was even like there was like talk about like there was a alt-right speaker who someone made a fursona out of them.
Uh-huh.
And then he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna join this furry convention," and everybody's like, "No, we don't want your people in the furry convention," because it's as much as you like. There's Nazi furs and all that stuff. The furry community is very left-leaning.
Uh-huh.
Very open to that, so they don't want anything that is like alt-right.
Yeah, he was saying that like.
No,
Since
let me finish though.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
So the guy wanted to go to the convention, and everybody started making a big ruckus online, and then they banned that public speaker from going to the convention. So yeah, they're controlling it, but there's still
a lot.
That stuff like that happens.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. He was saying that like, you know, in like the late 80s, early 90s, when furries really started becoming a thing, like with anthropomorphizing animals, such as like, or I guess when it started getting popular, like in Looney Tunes, like Coyote, like Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner, like when things started really kicking off for like that furry community, like these talking animals and whatnot, you know, it started growing bigger and bigger and like getting to like a bigger audience and whatnot. And when it started to really kick off in like the early 2000s and whatnot, people were kind of just like, ew, what the fuck is that? Because I was saying like, why do you think these people, these furries, are so you know, ostracized and, you know, laughed at? And he was saying because it's a physical thing. It's physically strange to see if you've never seen something like that before, like a person wearing a fursuit and acting the way they do because that's what they like. It's
bronies, I guess.
Yeah, it's just very strange to see to someone who hasn't experienced that before. And he was saying, like, ever since then, we've grown as a community, we've grown stronger, and, like, since nobody's gonna help us, they've developed, like, self-policing and stuff like that. Like, remember the Confederate flag furry? Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I sent it.
He was saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like, he went to a convention and everybody was like, "No, get out of here! Like, we don't like that. Like, get out." Since nobody else is gonna tell them, they have to do it themselves as a community because, no random person's be like, "Ew!" Like, they're just gonna laugh at it and be like, "This is why furries suck," because that's all that people see is the bad side of the furry community, which.
Again, it is very vocal. It's a
Yeah.
very vocal
Yeah.
minority.
Yeah.
They're very, very vocal.
Yeah, they are. We talked for like 2 hours, and like he was like gathering his friends. And I was like, "Yo, guys, come here. This guy's like interested in the community." I was like, like I just want to talk to you, man. I didn't want to get your friends involved, but they were really cool. They were really nice. Like, I met this guy who was just like, he was a Pokemon character, but he was just saying that, like, he really wants to go to convention. He sounded like he was from maybe like Germany or something like that. He had a heavy accent, or somewhere. He was just sounded European, more or less. But
Okay.
what? Go ahead.
No, just keep going. Just finish
Well,
your thought.
basically, he was just saying that, like, you can find these online furry conventions and meet up with people. He was saying that even in real life, like, if you just go to like these furry conventions, he was saying that, like, furries always have a vice, whether it be like vaping, smoking, drinking. Like, they always have something. That's what he was saying. I was like, it's weird to stigmatize and generalize like that, but okay, I get it, okay. But he was saying that, like, if you go to one of these things and you meet up with random people, you're gonna make more friends than you ever did, and you're gonna find people that have a lot more in common with you than you think, because these furries are just people too. They're literally just people too. They just like to be furries.
Oh, here's the thing. I'll say this as, like, to finish this furry thing, because this is taking like the whole podcast.
I told you it was gonna take a long ass time.
It's gonna take a long ass time. Okay, let me finish this as a thought as a person who is in the community. Don't take it too seriously. It's just a hobby. That guy seems to be like really deep and serious about it.
He was deep into it. Like, he's been to furry conventions for like the past 6 years.
Yeah, and I don't particularly see it that way. I see it more like it's just for fun, and you really don't have to take it that seriously.
Yeah.
And like, yes, he's right about the whole, like, it's a really open community, so of course there's gonna be like a lot of bad people come in because they don't feel that it's. If you're like a shitty person and you have a hard time making friends, you go to the furry community and you're bound to find other shitty persons who want to make friends. So that's why there's always that my like vocal minority that is really shitty in the fandom, because that just it's bound to happen. The same thing is the opposite. Like, if you're a good person and you go to the community, you're bound to make a lot of friends because there's more good people in the community, in my opinion, that are bad people. And, like, yeah, they're very open, so of course there's very different, like, the types of furries, and it's, it's weird and it's awkward because, like I said, a lot of people in there are socially inept because you kind of go there when you don't really have friends,
right?
Or you want to make
friends, right?
Or you have something weird, a quirk that people don't understand. You want to find people that have that same understanding of it,
right? And
I'll finish off by saying that underwear thing was probably just a fetish thing, so don't go there. That sounds like a fetish party. Yeah.
Well, he was saying, the way he explained it, it wasn't a fetish thing. It was more like an accepting thing.
Sure, David.
Well, I'm just saying, this is what he sounded like. He sounded like...
I know what room parties are, and most of the room parties aren't like that. I know the specific room parties that are like that, and most of the time, it's a fetish thing.
It's a sexual fetish thing, yeah.
What is the other point of having a room full of people in underwear?
And especially underwear, because the furry Twitter sure likes furries in underwears. Just saying.
Well, it's not furries in underwear; it's people in underwear.
I know, but you can't be that animal in real life, so you kind of whatever. Let's move on.
Okay, well, we'll move on from this topic. Okay, but listen.
Get that guy for the,
well, this guy has officially put me in the. So I guess I'm part of the furry community now. So.
Are you a furry now?
Well, I'm not a furry. He calls me furry adjacent.
So you're just the person who doesn't hate furry.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, that's what he called me. He called me furry adjacent.
Happy to be furry adjacent, sure.
I'm not gonna
really
be
are.
furry.
It's just you're just someone who's okay with it. That's it.
Yeah, I'm not a furry. Okay, that's it. All right.
But
Anyways.
did you hate furries before? Because
No, I didn't. I didn't hate furries before.
We all just didn't care.
I just didn't know anything about them, and he just showed me a lot. He was just like, "Hey, this, and this. Wow, look at all this. Come to the furry convention."
I want to know what your understanding of them was before, because you kind of gave out pretty basic information about a group of people.
Well, what I knew was that they just like being furries. They just like being animals. But apparently, it's deeper than that. You know, this guy has been in. This guy has been in. Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Like I met a guy there who was in it for like 20 years. He was 28 years old. He found out he was a furry when he was 8 years old. Like that's just wild. You're playing Rec Room, huh? Does this look like Rec Room to you?
It could be. I'm orange, right?
No, okay, and look, I want to move on from this furry thing. It's over now. You know, it was a good talk. It was a good discussion for 30 minutes, like I said it was gonna be. You know, it's been like 30 minutes. Anyways, moving on. Let's get into more controversial topics, shall we?
Oh my God, are we talking about the
racism, good or bad?
Yeah.
No.
You like Netflix? You like those little girls that they put on that weird ass poster?
Ooh.
Yeah, we're talking about cuties, James. Have you seen that?
No, I don't care about that movie. I seen the poster. Kevin, have you seen the poster?
I mean, I know what it is. Like, it's not an action. Like, that's not what the poster was supposed to be, right?
Yeah. So the poster. So the movie is supposed to be out like, I guess, prepubescent girls coming of age, learning about their bodies and whatnot, and liking to dance. But the original poster was like these girls just running over a hill. They were running over a hill and they had like bras flying in the air and like,
but they were like fully
shopping
clothed
back.
and, like,
Yeah, they were fine. But what Netflix did for America was they made them super sexual, these little girls, and everyone was like,
Flying, not bras, by the way. I just looked at the poster.
Well, it's very sexualized. You gotta admit, like that no little girl would wear that willingly, at all.
The Netflix one. You're talking about the Netflix one, right?
Yeah, the Netflix poster, which was, it kind of like steered the movie in the wrong direction because that's not what the movie's about. It's not about these little girls.
I mean, they succeeded. All they wanted was more eyes on the poster. And it worked. It actually traveled everywhere. No one would have heard about the movie if they didn't do that. It would have just some other random Netflix.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
it was a publicity stunt, and it worked.
there's no bad publicity in this. Like, from what I'm reading from the reviews here on my phone, it's a movie that kind of like calls out hypersexualization of kids.
Yeah, it's like the complete opposite of what the poster looks like. How do they do that? If they did that on purpose, that's so fucked.
Of course they did it on purpose.
Like that's so messed up though. Like how could you do that? That's so bad.
No, but I mean, like it's such an extreme from the original poster. It had to have been done on purpose.
Yeah, unless someone at Netflix is just super fucked up in the brain.
Kind of completely like disoriented from reality.
Yeah. Like this is great.
Can I read a review?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So, Donnie's Escusa says, as a father, I am disgusted and terrified of what's happening into this world. If you rate this any higher than half a star, I unfollow you immediately. If you argue that pedophilia is okay, you go to jail. I agree with that. If I can urge you to buy a gun because this place is becoming highly civil.
What?
Be smart.
What? What? Wait. He's telling people to buy a gun because his movie like promotes pedophilia.
There's just a 180 turn at the end.
Wait. So wait, did this guy?
That's just Donald Trump trying to
It sounds like this guy just. It sounds like this guy just looked at the poster and didn't watch the movie. Because apparently it was like a woman from Senegal, or whatever, like a native French speaker or whatever, and she wanted to like promote a really healthy like upbringing or whatever.
The top comment is your favorite movie was directed by a known rapist pedophile.
What the fuck? What?
He has on his list like his favorite movies.
Right.
And some of them are one of them is
Okay, that's
Okay, but you were saying how it could have been James, you said it could have been an accident when Netflix did, right? Well, okay, I don't, that doesn't matter. But I'm just thinking about, did no one have any objections while they were taking photos and asking these like 11-year-olds to pose?
yeah. That's what I'm like. Either this was the most insane like publicity stunt to get views on this movie, or there's someone really messed up at American Netflix office. Like,
look, I'll say this. Especially in Hollywood and stuff like that, like all these fucking celebrities and people do so much horrible shit because they have a higher status of power. So I wouldn't be surprised if you're the guy taking the pictures and you're like, I don't know how I feel about this, but your boss says,
do it, take the pictures.
All right, I
take
don't
the
want to
pictures.
lose my job, especially in COVID. I guess I'll do it. Same
But
with
there's
the
also,
actors.
on every set, I feel like if an actor is under 18, they have to have parents present on the set.
Right, right.
Yeah, they do, but some parents are stupid.
Like they probably took these pictures in their home and photoshopped them in. like what? I just
is that even worse to ask a girl to take an 11-year-old girl to take a fucking selfie of her twerking? That's worse, right?
Yeah. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Anyways, I want to move on from this topic because it's gross and I hate it. Okay, next topic.
It's growing on me.
Stop. Stop.
It's going on you. Like it's going so much that you're gonna be so big that you're gonna need a
So-
sense, to find yourself. Something that starts, like a map. That'd be
So I want to talk.
Navigate these confusions.
Look,
yeah.
I want to talk about Gutex.
Who?
Poggers, the Poggers guy. All right.
Oh, yeah,
So
okay.
it's coming to recent views, or he said publicly that COVID-19 doesn't exist.
Are you serious? PogChamp man said COVID.
Okay, but why?
Let me hold on. Let me read the actual tweet. Did you miss the memo? The pandemic's over. The death rate has fallen considerably, and hydrochloroquine has been shown to be effective when used early. Social media platforms are censoring it, and mainstream media ignores it. So basically, he's saying the pandemic's over, which is not, and he's saying that it, COVID-19 has ceased existence, which it hasn't. But it's like Pog guy, no.
Okay, but he's not a celebrity. He doesn't have a platform. If you ask anyone, do you know the PogChamp face? You know who did it? 90% of people will say, I have no fucking idea who that is. It's just funny.
Yeah,
face.
I mentioned Gutex, and you guys were like, who? But people have made new emotes of the Pog face with the face mask on it. And it's so funny. Like, people have been doing it.
I'll just say that that's not a very Pog moment right there.
Yeah, that was pretty reverse Pog. Right?
Yeah, that was pretty reverse Pog.
That was kind of weird, champ. I'm not gonna lie.
That was actually a Monka-S moment. Right?
I just find it so funny how, like, even someone like, the PogChamp guy can be affected.
Wait, dude, if he comes out to be like an extremely racist dude, do you think the Twitch chat culture will suffer because Twitch is gonna be forced to remove the emotes?
Oh, they're gonna have to
associate with a racist dude.
They're gonna have to make a new PogChamp. Someone else is gonna have to do it.
Frog Champ. It's just Pepe.
Frog Champ. Doesn't that exist? Doesn't that exist?
Yeah, it does.
Probably, yeah. But it
Yeah.
is, yeah.
I've seen the PogChamp Pepe.
PogChamp. Talking about Pepe.
PP, yeah.
The movie?
Yeah, there's a Pepe movie coming in.
Is there a trailer out yet, or?
I've already said, I've said this. I've told you guys about this, but yeah, there's a it's just a documentary about how Pepe came to be and his popularity. I'm very excited to see it. I think it's gonna be great.
This could have been a YouTube video, to be honest. I don't know why there's a fucking movie about it.
Well, because here's the thing. It's like from what I've seen from the trailer, it's mostly about like all the like legal stuff that happened and how the creator's trying to man, I just want to make Pepe memes and not want to like Pepe comics and not have to deal with all these like racist bullshit. So.
Yeah, because remember when Pepe was considered a hate symbol or something like that by Hillary Clinton?
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah.
Pepe is a hate symbol used
as
by
well as
supremacists.
back in the day.
Milk?
Yeah, milk was a racial term. Was like a racial thing for a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there was a bunch of alt-right guys who was drinking milk in front of a camera, in front of that Shia LaBeouf camera that he set up at one point.
Oh my God, that's right.
They were saying that the black guy couldn't drink milk.
That's
like African American people were lactose intolerant. It was so stupid. It was so stupid.
Are you lactose intolerant?
I am. But I still drink it because I hate myself.
I mean, this is my protein, so I haven't shit properly in years.
Like, okay.
Like, I drink milk and I just have to go immediately.
Like,
but
it's funny because like more and more people are becoming lactose intolerant nowadays. Mainly because I'm pretty sure they're putting a bunch of shit in the milk that's not supposed to be there. Like, I was not lactose intolerant when I was like 8 or something like that. But like in recent years, I noticed that every time I eat ice cream or drink milk, I'm gonna shit myself. Like,
you're like 40 years old, David.
I'm 23. I'm 23, Kevin.
And your prime is over.
Listen, I'm not gonna be like when I hit my 30s. That's my prime. I'm gonna be so hot in my 30s. I can't wait.
Wait, isn't your prime supposed to be your 20s?
No, ew. What? You're so stupid. Look, you know when
What's
you're
in your 30s? What's gonna happen in your 30s?
Look,
David?
when you're 20 years old. Look at Isaiah. He's 20 years old.
Yeah, his prime was the CS days in TeamSpeak. That's what.
You don't hit your prime until you're old enough to understand everything. Like, I'm basically an idiot, retarded.
Ask me about anything, David. I know everything. Ask me about anything. Go ahead.
What's Shaq's middle name?
LeBron.
There you go.
I think he's right. I'm gonna clip that and put Kevin's a genius. And look, I feel like I'm not in my prime. I'll hit my prime in my 30s or something when I figure out how to maintain a certain lifestyle. Because right now I'm just doing whatever.
I get to 100 subs.
Look, I was just gonna say, I think this idea of like you're gonna hit your prime one day in your life, it's stupid because you'll never do that. Like,
what?
Like,
you only realize that your prime when it's over.
It'll be like 100% the human being you want to be.
Oh yeah. Like, I'm not who I want to be. I'm just a fat dad. I got a dad bod on. I'm 23 years old. Like, what's wrong with me?
I mean, you're starting your slow transition to being a furry, so.
No.
Start with your furry entrance into the furry fandom.
Yeah, it's good though. A lot of furries like the dad bod. Don't worry.
Hey.
Dave, if you're at a furry convention, you're trying to date other furries, right? Is it like a roulette, like an unboxing when you get to a hotel room, both of you in a fursuit?
You take off the head and you're like, surprise.
Let me answer this. Yes. Fursuits, yes. If it's online and they only share pictures of their persona, yes.
Look,
it is just a roulette.
Look, I wanna tell a story real quick, or it's the guy story. I want to go back to that just for a hot second, just a hot second. Okay, look. So this guy, he was meeting up with a bunch of friends for like I think he was going to like a video game convention or something like that, and he was going to go to a furry convention like the next day, and apparently his friends were like, fuck it, let's go. And they made registration just in time, and by the end of the night, one of his friends was hitting on like all the furry girls and like talking to them and shit like that. And he was like, I never thought I would see my video game friends and my furry friends just like collide, like, and mesh so well together. He was like, it was just a really cool feeling. Anyways, let's continue.
Hold on, is this specifically geared toward James, who has furry friends, and us? You trying to make us meet?
No, I'm just saying that's what the guy said. That's what the guy said. That was his story. You know, if James wants to introduce me to his furry friends, go ahead. I just don't care.
Good luck.
Yeah, see, it's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen, ever. I'm never gonna see James in a furry suit because he's gonna be.
Okay, no. You'll definitely see me because once I get one, I'll meme the crap out of you.
I mean, we already have a picture of him in a fursuit.
So. But it's one. It's rare.
It's rare. What do you mean?
Do you have it?
I have it. It's in my picture folder. My index, if you will.
See, I don't have that picture, so it's rare to me. I've only seen like a glimpse of it once, and then he deleted it immediately. Anyways, we're moving on from furry topics. I want to talk about, let's see here. I hate this topic, but anyways, we're gonna talk about it. Leafy is here.
He got banned.
Yeah, he did get banned. He got banned. Did you see why he got banned?
Because he was relentlessly shitting on PogChamp or something.
Did
But
you?
that's
Well,
just
it's
bullying the creator.
well,
That's
it's
the only
that.
reason.
That's one reason is the bullying of PogChamp. But did you see the animation in his video?
He did something. What?
It was an animation of H3H3. How do I explain this?
Use the most scientific word possible.
It's a poorly animated 3D. It's a poor 3D animation of H3H3 sacrificing his wife, who is portrayed as a horse, to Leafy for him to come back, and he's eating his wife. All the while, his eyebrows are going up and down like crazy because he has Tourette's.
I mean, is that against? Actually, yeah, maybe.
He made him eat his wife, who was a horse.
But making someone eat his wife is not technically terms of service.
He's calling his wife a horse, Kevin.
But the Tourette's part.
The Tourette's is probably the thing he got.
Nah, I think the Tourette's part is like the worst part.
And not killing his own wife to eat. Who was?
You could be like, oh, it's not his wife, it's a horse.
No, because that. Okay, so Leafy and Keemstar became friends. Like when he was coming back, and Keemstar was all like, "Oh, your wife's a horse. Lol, is this your wife? Is this your wife? Lol, is this your wife?" And that's, just in context, it's just.
I'd just like to imagine, like the 2 years or whatever Leafy was like vanished. I imagine him in his room like brooding, right, and slightly getting more and more spiteful. And he came back and only released like small hate videos constantly on his old enemies that forgot about him years ago. And just constantly releasing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Me and Kevin discussed this, and we were like, this is kind of sad because all his enemies have gotten like popular and onto better and like greener stuff.
Yeah.
Better stuff. And he's just going like, he does like 5-second short videos like, HG, more like stinky. And then
that's the video. Yeah. It's so sad to see. Like, oh my god, what he did one on iDubbbz too, because the whole simp thing, the whole simp debacle or whatever, when he was called a simp for letting his wife have or his girlfriend have an OnlyFans or whatever.
I think people have moved on from that.
Yeah, no one cares. No one cares.
Which is inherently pretty bad.
What?
Just the culture around the word simp. No,
oh yeah.
You can't even look at a woman without being called a simp.
Yeah, like if I go to the grocery store or something, and a woman and her child, like the child drops like a binky or something, and I pick it up and I give it to the woman, people are gonna look at me from behind and be like, simp, simp. And
it kind of enforces like don't talk to women.
Yeah, like what am I supposed to do? Like if I saw that binky, what am I supposed to do? Kick it under the fucking aisles? Like what?
That's how you become a Chad. You punch her, and then people around the store are gonna be like, Chad.
Like I see her drop the binky. I run up full speed, deck her in the nose, and then leave her there to die while the baby's crying.
Bitch.
And then everybody's gonna be like, oh, that's just he's
And then
Chad.
everybody's just in the background clapping like, woo, yeah. Like that word simp has become its own culture of like anti-women, and it's hilarious to see. Like nobody, if anybody that has a brain, sees a person in need and they happen to be a woman, you're not just gonna ignore it unless you're an asshole or Kevin.
I'm just socially awkward.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into that.
Yeah.
I don't want to interfere with that person.
Dude, I can't wait for like there's a fire burning and the woman and her son are trapped, and then they
Well, you only saved the son because that woman.
Yeah,
The firefighter.
The firefighter goes up. He reaches for the wife, and then people are downstairs who are looking at the fire going, "Simp, simp."
And he's like, he just feels really bad, and he starts like putting his hands, like he starts covering his face so no camera sees him. He says he's a simp. He saved a woman from a fire.
No, he just doesn't save the woman.
He just doesn't save the woman. Oh.
Chad.
It's like, yeah, I'm a Chad. fuck women. Don't take that out of context.
The only reason how I found out about the whole Leafy like happening, I saw an animation that was like Leafy. It's when he was deleted.
Like a few days ago.
Yeah,
Hold on, let me see. This came out the 21st of August.
Yeah, the Leafy.
So it was like 3 days ago.
August, time for your channel deletion.
I mean, I found out because people were like, there was this huge thread about people blaming PogChamp for the banning of his channel.
But like, you can't blame her. She stood up for herself, didn't she?
Okay, unless
But she also did this kind of a weird apology video, which she
unless you're 12 years old, why do you still care about Leafy?
Look, Leafy. I remember when when I first discovered Leafy, I watched him because he had like interesting stories. But then he just started bullying people, and I was like, this is boring. I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, after a couple of his videos, his content got kind of hard to listen to, and it wasn't as the content itself because I would watch Pyrocynical back in the day, who was kind of the same type.
Yeah.
I guess this was way more entertaining or like actually watchable.
Yeah, but like Pyrocynical has moved on. He's doing his own thing. You know.
Have you seen his recent movie review for the platform?
No.
That's good.
Like I like his videos now.
I'm not gonna watch the movie, but that's good.
I like what he does now. What he does now is good shit. He does his own thing. He moved on from the drama of 2016 or whatever, and he's just chilling. Like same with H3 podcast. Like H3, he moved on from doing reaction videos. Just does a podcast. He's doing his own thing, and people like it. It's whatever.
I heard. I don't know. I haven't watched H3 in years, but I heard like a year ago that he was an asshole for some reason, for something he did on a podcast. Did that go anywhere? Is that just?
It depends. He might have had some because he always saying something controversial. Like, do you remember that clip that was? He was like, "Women were meant to be conquered," and then Joji's in the background like, "Oh." he was doing that with Post Malone or whatever, and he was like, in a pure nature setting, women were meant to be conquered, and then everyone was like. It's like a really. It's just a really shit take. It was a really bad take, and it's just like, oh, don't say that H3 now. And like his recent drama with Keemstar and shit like that kind of blew up. But then everybody just stopped caring, because it's Keemstar, and nothing Keemstar says should ever get to you because
the content nukes were so crazy and weird. Like how any of these people are still alive.
Yeah, I honestly don't understand.
What has been revealed about Keemstar?
Like, I really don't understand how we still, on a platform, like, how YouTube hasn't been like, hey, yeah, you're doing some crazy shit. Maybe we should stop you or something. I don't know, but it's just
makes them money. It's the same thing with the kids stuff. Like, the kids channel.
Yeah, that's
YouTube
true.
Keeps it and it makes a blind eye because it makes them money.
Yeah, but it's
probably deleted Leafy because he wasn't making that much money.
When Leafy was getting 1.2 mil views per video, like above a mil a video.
Yeah.
How long doesn't get a mil a video?
How long was his videos?
I think his recent ones were at least 5 minutes long, right? They got
yeah.
Not 10 minutes. It's not that much ad revenue if you think about it.
10 minutes is the perfect. That's the perfect time slot.
Are kids and they don't know how to install ad blockers, so they're getting ad money out of.
Right. Like it's a million views, and all the kids are like, Leafy! Like they're shitting themselves over a Leafy comeback.
Do you think Leafy's gonna come back again or make a new? Oh, he can't.
What if he comes back to a Twitch streamer? Holy shit!
I don't care. He's washed up. He needs to do something new other than bullying people because that shit's old and nobody cares.
He made his money. He came back, made money. That was pretty smart. He just came back, made fuck ton of money, and left.
And just fucking dipped. Like just
that's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now he can't make a living off it now, and now he has to go work at his local Well,
he probably made at least 100K, right? That's solid
That's a solid 2 years rent money. Like.
And think about it. Leafy went silent for how many years?
It's like 2 or 3. This is a long ass time.
He probably had enough money to live those years without having to do nothing.
Yeah.
He ran out and he came back, maybe.
Maybe.
Before they caught
he's like, fuck! I only have 10K left. I gotta do something.
I mean, you're good for the rest of your life, right? I mean,
Yeah.
It's, like if I had 100K to play with, I just learned the stock market and play the stock market.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you just invest and then just become a millionaire like over the course of like 5 years. Why not? Who cares?
Or just stay in the 100K range. I don't fucking care. I'll stay in the 100K range. I'm like,
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Exactly.
That's still a lot of money. Anyways, let's move on. Kevin, I sent you a video the other day of that new game. What's it called?
Oh, Wukong.
Yeah. Black Myth Wukong. That shit looks amazing. Did you see it?
I did. It looks. I don't know. It looks like every other game. Like there's so many souls like out there, and it looks easy too.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be. I don't think it's supposed to be hard. I think it's just more. It's focusing.
A game like that isn't hard. I feel like I'd get bored of it immediately.
Well, it's more combat centric than grind and get your ass beat centric. Like I don't know. I think it looks amazing. The fact that did you see like the shadow clone jitsu that he did with all the little monkey people? That shit was hilarious. Like he just cloned himself a million times and he started beating up this giant wolf thing, and it's just like I want to do that. That shit look cool. Like
I like the system where he changed it. Like remember how he picked up that fire weapon?
Oh yeah, and he changes into him.
He switched into the person that he killed.
Yeah, that looks cool. Have you seen it, James? Have you seen this game?
It just looks like Discount Sekiro.
Well, it's based off of the story. What's it called? What's the story? Journey to the West. It's a Chinese. It's like Chinese culture. Like I feel like that's not seen as much as like a Japanese game. I don't know. I think
hearing Chinese instead of Japanese was definitely weird. Like
it's weird, but it's cool. I like the Chinese culture aspect to it. Also, it's what Dragon Ball Z is based off of.
It's where a lot of shit's based. Naruto was based off it too.
Hold on, give me a second.
James, you like shitty indie stuff, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so I've been watching this thing on Netflix, and the first season is so indie, it's ridiculous. Go watch the New Legends of Monkey. Yeah, the New Legends of Monkey King.
The New Legends of Monkey. What is it about?
It's a girl who saves the Monkey King from Stone, and they have to save the world from demons.
What?
Look, I'm telling you, they have like a budget of $1,000 per episode. Okay, it's amazing. You gotta watch it. It's good.
Is it like good that it's so bad it's good, or is it like actually?
It's not even bad. It's just average. It's average, but it's indie, so that's kind of fun to watch. Season 2 got dropped a massive budget because people actually liked season 1.
What do you guys?
And now it actually looks like a real thing. But
I'll definitely check it out. I am curious to see what the hell are you doing, David.
What are you guys?
He's looking for his topic list. So he doesn't have to memorize.
I have my topic list. Look, what are you guys talking about? I don't have a lot.
The Monkey King.
Oh right. Like I don't have a lot of time right now. My dad needs my help with something. I don't want to cut it short. I have one more topic I want to talk about, and then we have to.
Help your father, you ingrateful fuck.
Look,
wow.
Look.
Ungrateful little asshole. Look at him. He's playing VR chat with his friends.
Did you know that you came from your father's balls? Like you need to. Yeah, come on.
I need you to stop. Right.
He probably shot you at like 40 kilometers per hour.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Look. You know what? Fuck you. We're ending it. We're ending it on that. I can't.
Hold on. Wait, this is a genius idea. Make an app that tells you the velocity speed at which you came out of your father.
Okay. All right, boys. That was a good ass episode. I became a furry. Shit was wild. What the? Look.
David, it's like if you saw an LGBTQ person, said, "Okay, I don't hate gays," and you're like, "I'm not part of LGBTQ."
I'm gay adjacent. I'm gay adjacent. What can I say? Okay. Look, Kevin, you want to do your signature anime outro?
I have a gun. I can point a gun at them. Ban me now, bitch. Or ban me on Twitch, bitch.
Hold on. It's here, Kevin. It's here.
I have a clip where Isaiah talks about torturing rats. Ban that. Ban that.
All right. It's over. Oh my God.
You did. I forgot.
All right. Bye, guys. Bye-bye.